Can we make our favorite foods even better with the air fryer? I don't know, but we can definitely try it out and see. For our first air fryer experiment, we're making pizza. And is pizza actually good in the air fryer? Maybe. But no matter what, no boring, bland pizza here. All right, so to save time, we're using a pre-made crust, and I'm using this Banza chickpea crust, and it's vegan and gluten-free, so that is a win. All right, so to add a little flavor and nutrition to our pizza, we're making this a veggie pizza. So I'm just using red onion, some mushrooms, bell pepper, and garlic. For these onions, I think I'm just gonna keep them into thin slices. Hey, these onions match my shirt. I've never understood why they call them red onions, but they're actually purple. And for the mushrooms, I'm just gonna keep these thinly sliced as well. All right, so we got our vegetables chopped, and we're gonna head over to the stove to saute them and add some seasonings.
I sauteed my vegetables in a pan over medium-high heat until they got nice and soft. Then I added in a few cloves of garlic for some extra flavor, then added in the rest of my seasonings of Trader Joe's onion salt, some basil and parsley, and a little bit of pepper.
Okay, so for the cheese, I'm using my vegan mozzarella cheese, and I made this a few days ago, but it needs to be reheated on the stove to thicken it up a little bit more. You can use really whatever kind of cheese you want. I've used Bio Life brand before, also chow cheese. All right, so we've got everything prepped and ready, so now it is time to assemble our pizza. By the way, I'm using this tomato sauce that I had left over in the fridge, so that's gonna be the base. All right, now for the cheese, we got it nice and thick. Yeah, and this cheese is definitely more like a mozzarella. Basically, I just like put big clumps on it. And now for the sauteed vegetables, I'm just gonna use my hands. Those are good. Those are definitely gonna be great on here. All right, we've got our pizza prepped and it is ready to go in the air fryer. So I'll put it at 400 for about 7 minutes and then check on it. I wonder how this is gonna do. Like, is it gonna be burnt? Is it gonna be like underdone? Ooh. That's like perfect. The crust is perfectly golden brown. I hope it tastes good. Also, I'm gonna sprinkle this with some fresh parsley. Oh yeah. That is a beautiful looking pizza. Now we're just going to slice it into pieces. That's a pretty darn good pizza. I don't know if it's like necessarily better. Maybe in the oven, like the bottom of the crust is a little more crispy, a little bit better. I think it's good. I love pizza. Next up, we've got French toast. And this is something that I never really would have thought to try to make in the air fryer. And French toast for me is essentially just dessert for breakfast. So who doesn't love that? So for the bread, I'm using this beef-free soft white loaf. I like that it's long and I can cut it in half so it'll be like smaller pieces and you can stack them up for the French toast. All right, so for the batter, liquid mixture, whatever that's called for French toast, is traditionally made with eggs and milk. But we're going to veganize that and we're using aquafaba, which is the liquid from a can of chickpeas. So to a bowl, you're going to need half a cup of the aquafaba and then half a cup of soy milk, but you could really use whatever kind of plant milk you want. To the liquid, add 1 tablespoon of ground golden flaxseed, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then a sprinkle of salt to bring out the cinnamon and the vanilla flavor. Then just whisk it all together. So I'm just gonna slice my bread in half so that I can get nice stacks of the French toast and so it can fit into the bowl. All you do is get your bread and put it into the bowl. But when you put it in the bowl, you do want to let it soak for a little bit so it can soak up all of the flavors and get the mixture. After I let it soak for a little bit, I like to sprinkle it with some more cinnamon on the top of the bread before I put it in the air fryer. Also, I don't put parchment paper down in the air fryer for this because it cooks better because the air flows through the bottom as well and the parchment paper kind of blocks it off. Your air fryer might get dirty, but you know, that's okay. Now we just have to do this process for all of our bread. Dunking it, letting it soak, and then putting it in the air fryer. Okay, so I managed to get all of my French toasts into the air fryer basket, which I think is super convenient because you can just throw them all in the air fryer and not have to worry about it rather than on a pan, like trying to flip them different times in the same time, you know? So we're gonna put this in the air fryer at 370 degrees for about 6 minutes. All right, so it's been 6 minutes, but they're not quite ready to flip just yet. So they need to go a few more minutes so they get a little bit more crisp on the top. So after a total of 9 minutes at 370, they look good enough for me to flip. So let's do that. So I'm gonna put them back in the air fryer for 2 minutes and we'll see how they are. I just can't get over how good these smell. They smell so good, I just wanna eat them. So all that's left to do is put them on a plate and add some toppings and then we can try it. I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't use maple syrup really on my breakfast foods like pancakes, waffles, and French toast. So I'm gonna try it plain first with no syrup, so I'll try it both ways. That's really good. I love how the bread on the inside is like very soft. I love the flavor of the cinnamon and the vanilla. Can't go wrong with that combo. All right, now I'm just gonna get a little maple syrup and put it on a little corner, I guess. That's really good too. Is it better than on the stovetop? Not exactly sure, but I still think it's really good because it's really easy. All right, so next up, we're attempting to make a grilled cheese in the air fryer, but it's not just any plain boring grilled cheese. We're gonna elevate the flavor a lot, and we're making a truffle, mushroom, and onion grilled cheese, and I can't wait, and I really hope it works. The first thing we need to do is quickly prep our vegetables, so we're just going to slice our onions and mushrooms. So for these, I'm gonna keep my onions thinly sliced. I just like that a little bit better, especially if it's going in the grilled cheese. And then same thing for the mushrooms. I just keep those thinly sliced as well. All right, so we're gonna take these mushrooms and onions over to the stove and then saute them with some freshly minced garlic, a little bit of truffle powder, and probably a little bit of black pepper, maybe a little sprinkle of salt. All right, and then for the cheese, I'm just using the same leftover vegan mozzarella that I also used for the pizza. Usually though, when I do use like vegan cheese, like the shredded kind or the sliced kind, I like to go ahead and put it on my bread and then put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds or so it can get kind of melty, because otherwise it doesn't get as melty in the air fryer. To make your grilled cheese nice and crispy on the outside, adding vegan butter on the outside, or if you want to spray like olive oil or something on the outside. Since we're making grilled cheese, we're gonna go ahead and make this super indulgent and add the vegan butter. All right, we got these slices buttered up, and now it's time to assemble the rest. So we got our cheese. I'm just gonna spread it on. Okay, so now I'll add the mushrooms and onions. Ooh, I'm actually super excited. This already looks so good. You wanna do the other slice with lots of cheese too. And so there's something for the mushrooms and onions to stick on the other side. I'm also going to add some more of the truffle powder on top because I love the flavor of truffle. I think it is so great, so rich. It's kind of hard to get out. It's ready to go into the air fryer. I think we're gonna try it at 370 for maybe like 2 minutes each side. We'll check it. Okay, so it looks like the top may not be done. Let's look at the other side. Okay, no, definitely needs to go longer. So we're gonna try this again. Another 2 minutes. So I way underestimated the amount of time that it needed to go, but I didn't want to burn it. So it went 8 minutes, but now we do have to flip it. And once we flip it, probably won't have to go a full 8 minutes because I think that would overdo it. Ooh, perfect. It is like perfectly golden brown on both sides. So crispy. Y'all, the anticipation is killing me. I'm dying to cut into this. Wow, that looks really good. That's like so gooey in the middle. I am way too excited to eat this. I don't think I've ever been more excited for something to try. This is actually incredible. Really good in the air fryer. Obviously, I'm sure it's good just like a normal grilled cheese on the stovetop. The air fryer was more convenient because you just like put it in and then flip it one time. I'm someone who loves mushroom and onions, so adding those with like a vegan mozzarella and bread is just the perfect combination. Recently, I have been loving stuffed bell peppers because it's just an easy, nutritious, and super flavorful meal, but it takes way too long to cook in the oven, so I've been wanting to try it out in the air fryer because hopefully it'll take less time and still be just as good or better. So for the base of our stuffed bell peppers, we are using pea protein crumbles, and they're pretty allergy friendly and loaded with protein. We're also using riced cauliflower, give us a lot more fiber, some more micronutrients. Black beans, again, more fiber, a little bit of carbs. For the pea protein crumbles, we need 112 grams. All right, so to the pea protein crumbles, you want to rehydrate them with hot water. Now we can just set this to the side to fully rehydrate, and then we can make our spice mixture.
To a bowl, add 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt.
All right, so now we need to chop our vegetables so that we can saute them, and I'm just using a yellow onion, some mushrooms, and obviously some bell peppers. All right, so this yellow bell pepper is actually going to be sauteed. The other bell peppers will be stuffed bell peppers. All right, so now for the bell peppers that actually get stuffed. Some people chop theirs off like the top and then stuff it that way. I like cutting mine horizontal in half. It cooks a little bit better and I just like it better. All our veggies are prepped, so we need to head over to the stove to saute them.
In a pan over medium-high heat, just throw your vegetables in, let them sit for a bit to get a little bit charred before you start to saute and let them get soft. After that, add in a few cloves of garlic and stir it together until you can start to smell the aroma of the garlic. Add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and mix that together to build the flavor. Next, pour in 1 bag of frozen cauliflower rice and let it get heated through. Then you can add the pea protein crumbles along with the drained and rinsed black beans. Stir that all together until it's all uniform and then add in your seasoning mixture along with a splash of coconut aminos. Continue stirring until fully heated through.
All right, the stuffing has come off of the stove, so now we can stuff our peppers. These peppers are so cute. They make little pepper boats. All right, see how much stuffing we have left? You can either make like a million servings or just have it for leftovers, which is my favorite thing because then you have your meals prepped for the rest of the week. But it is time to send these peppers into the air fryer at 380 degrees for 15 minutes. That sounds good. We'll try that.
While the bell peppers were in the air fryer, I whipped up a quick batch of vegan nacho cheese, and you can find the full recipe for this in the description below.
I'm taking these out a little early just to see how they're doing, and they are definitely done. I really like a good char on my pepper, and these are definitely charred. And now for the best part, you gotta add the toppings for more flavor. First, I'll add some avocado slices, a little bit of salsa, the vegan nacho cheese that I made, and of course, you gotta sprinkle on the cilantro. I think that the air fryer will be my new way to make these stuffed bell peppers, so let's try it. It's official. Making stuffed bell peppers in the air fryer is my new favorite way, and I will do it like this forever and ever from here on out. Way quicker, they char super perfectly. This is a win. I think it is better in the air fryer. I've got some more air fryer recipes for you on deck right here. These are some simple recipes that will make you want an air fryer even more. Give it a click and I'll see you in the next video.